you can see I've pinned all these pieces together, and I'll just start stitching. I don't think directional stitching is going to matter too much, but for sure reverse stitching at each of these locations for the button, where the buttonhole will be. I'll use a 1/4 inch seam allowance, standard stitch length. So I've come to where the buttonhole will be, right at that pencil line. I'll reverse stitch. And then I'm going to lift the presser foot, lift my needle to its highest position, and float the thread over to the next clip, the next notch. I'll go a little bit past it and reverse stitch to the notch. Onto the line, I'll reverse, lift my needle, lift my presser foot, float my thread across. Reverse stitch, forward, and reverse. I'm going to pull my thread out some distance and then go over to this side. So I could just cut it and start over, but whenever I have fabric at the end of my threads, I don't have to worry about holding quite so much, and my machine just kind of likes it better. Onto the pencil line, reverse. Float over, take out that pin, This looks pretty funny when you see stitching and then threads floating, and those threads need to be cut all the way down to the fabric on both sides, of course. However, you have to admit, it's pretty fast and nice to do that, floating the thread over and then just continuing it onto the other seam. I'm pressing flat as I sewed it. And you can certainly see we stopped where there's a B for a buttonhole. And let's press this side. And again. And now we need to press this open. You wouldn't be able to make this a buttonhole with an opening unless you open this. And tiny little seam allowances. So you'll get your fingers in there and open it up. We call it butterflying when we send the seam allowances different directions. There we go. I press the seam allowances open, and now I will fold it like this, and the facing will be on the inside, of course, and this will be the outside of the garment, and the buttonholes will line up like this. Now, if this were your garment, you would want to hand stitch these together, all around the opening so they stay together. The other thing you could do, I've never done this, but you could stitch in the ditch a few places. But of course, remember, this is going to be like this when there's a neck treatment, and then it'll wrap around, and then that's the time when you would want to go ahead and put in, establish how this is going to stay closed here and a button through there. So you will go ahead then and you will crease it right here in the middle so your seams line up perfectly, and then that's where you'll present your sample. But I have not explained that this is the center front of the garment. So the buttonholes are right vertically on the center front, and then you'll have the same kind of extension on the other side, and the buttons will sit right on that seam also. So here we have it, that it's all been pressed and that this is enclosed here, and the buttons will open through there.